Joined by manager Steve King, previewing Saturday's game against Slough Town. Steve, firstly, now you've had time to process Tuesday night's game against St Albans. Give us your thoughts on the game.
Quite an open game, if I'm honest. I think it was an entertaining game. From our point of view, obviously, being able to go away and look at everything in detail, which when you're caught up in the moment, you're sometimes a little bit blurred, or you didn't see it that way, or things like that. Going away and look at the footage, certain decisions, different decisions, big decisions, and chances and all that, and we can count ourselves extremely unlucky not to have won the game. The chances we had were just unbelievable chances, not even half chances, proper chances that we would normally gobble up.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned about chances there. Really, realistically, it could have been double figures on Tuesday night for us, couldn't it?
On the chances created, and you know, Charlie could have had a hat trick. He took one of his shots really early, which is good. You know, good forward play, full length stretch, goalkeeper saved. Charlie brought another one down in the start of the second half, right inside the penalty area. I expect him to score that with the quality he's got. Chest it down, volley. The penalty, obviously, Elliot's chance with a header, he headed on top of the crossbar, free header. Noor Hussain and Gavin McCullum's cut it back to Noor Hussain, 8 yards out, hits Elliot on the line. Another chance where we cut him open and it went to Noor Hussain again, he slashed his shot. And Jack Barham's header, it was relentless, you could go on and on and on. They played their part in the game as well, St Albans, and Craig King's pulled off a very, very good, smart save in 40th minute. Other than that, all of their efforts were outside the box, all long range shots. I think the manner of their winner, because it hit the bar and come down, hit the bar, come down and went in, it made it look miles better than what it was, and for me, Craig's got to save that. It's gone above his head there and he's got a finger on it, but he's got to push that over the bar. I think that is the truth. He's known he'd be disappointed with that, knowing what he's like. You know.
I mean, let's go back to the chances, Steve. In a way, even in a defeat, I suppose we can see it as a positive that we've created that amount of chances, because sometimes you can walk away from games and think we just haven't created enough, but on another day, all those can fly in and you end up winning the game.
I agree, and you know, when you think about Gavin McCullum put 10 crosses in, and 3 of his crosses, one to Noor Hussain, he pulled back, Noor's got a score there. One he put to Elliot, Elliot's got a score there inside the 6-yard box with a free header. And the other one he put in the second half with his right foot to Jack Barham. Brilliant header, because it was a little bit behind him and we all thought it was in, and it sort of just went the other side of the post with the keeper beaten. So we were putting crosses in the box, left, right and centre. And I think that's the little bit where, when you think about the goals we scored, we're at 13, 14 goals, whatever we scored, and we've had 10 different goal scorers. You know, that's commendable for the team to have 10 different goal scorers, but that shows me another sign that we're not quite firing up top. You know, we're working hard, we're getting in the positions, we're creating, but we need someone to really take it by the scruff of the neck and start scoring goals for us, really.
Let's talk about some talking points in the game. 3 main talking points that I've kind of pulled out. The first one being a challenge on Jacob Buckley-Achapon. What was your thoughts on that one?
Well, the first one was on Charlie in the first half.
Yeah.
I thought that was a penalty. He's dragged him back and pulled him back when he's going through from the 6-yard box, and the ball's run back to the keeper. And the only reason it's run back to the keeper is because he's been pulled back. Again, I've looked at it and I've slowed it down, and which we have the beauty of doing that. I thought it on the night, you could hear me appealing for it. I thought it on the night, and then looking at it, for me it's a penalty. The one on Jacob, he's clipped him as he's going through, so I think, again, a penalty for me. In full flight, you could see the clip, and then Noor Hussain one, I think would have been very soft. They've given it. There is a little push, again, you can see that on the video, but not enough for me to give a penalty. So in my opinion, he's given a penalty for the wrong one, but the two others should have been penalties, so that even themselves out. And I remember Ian saying on the touchline he thought that the penalty was never a penalty, and I do agree with him. It wasn't a penalty, but I believe the other two were penalties.
All in all though, Steve, just a minor setback really. In the general
we're going to get defeats. Yeah. We're going to get defeats all the way through the season. We're not superhuman. We're a football team that in a league that's very, very competitive. I was talking to someone in the last couple of days that this league is like a championship. Anybody can beat anybody, and it's not a line. It's a fact. You see results during the week. You see Hampton that have been flying, won 3 or 4 out of 4. Hemel that have been beaten by us 3 and Billericay 4, and then they've gone and won 3-0 there. The topsy-turvy. You can't pick who's going to do what in the division. All we can keep doing is going out, doing the best we can, trying to accumulate points as much as we can, and see where it takes us. But I'm not going to sit here. We're going to be talking about this in a few weeks' time again, or whenever we've lost again, and we're going to lose. So we're not unbeatable. So
looking ahead to Saturday, then we host Slough Town here. How's the squad looking ahead to Saturday?
We've got some injuries, and it's the same thing I said at the start of the season. And if you ain't got a squad, you're in trouble. And there's a lot of teams in trouble. I speak to a lot of managers in this division alone, and there's a lot of teams in trouble with numbers, because the load of games put on players without a proper pre-season this was going to happen. And I shouted it from before the season started, that if you didn't have a big squad, you're going to suffer. And there's a number of teams suffering now. I mean, we've got 4 or 5 out, so we're lucky that we've still got a good 16, 17 players to pick from.
Turning attention to Slough, what sort of test are they going to pose coming to it?
Listen, we all know Slough. Yeah. Slough are well organised, well drilled side, 2 very good managers, good guys, brilliant, done a magnificent job at Slough. I'll say it every time we speak. I know they're going through a little period at the moment. I think they've let in 10 goals in 3 games, home games. They've lost 3 on the bounce, and obviously you lose 3 on the bounce, you're going to want to come back on the next game, 100%. We've had close games every time we've played them. I wasn't here for the FA Cup game, but looking back on that, and we should have had a penalty with a handball, and they had a penalty that wasn't a penalty, lost 1-0. Obviously, close games every time we play them. I don't think it matters where position teams are or what they've done previously. It's always a tough game when you play Slough, and you have to first win the battle to be able to stamp your authority on the game. Lastly,
looking back to bounce back from Tuesday night, what are you hoping to see from our boys?
Keep doing what they're doing. I thought some of the football on Tuesday was outstanding. Some of the one-touch football was outstanding, and anybody can look at the highlights on that game and see the chances we missed. There's 7 unbelievable chances. They're not half chances, they're unbelievable chances that, for me, we've got to be taking those chances, or at least 1 or 2 of them. And I think the penalty goes in, it's a different game again. But credit to St Albans, still unbeaten, rode their luck massively, in my opinion. Like I said, every shot was from outside the box. If they say you don't shoot, you don't score. So from that point of view, they look at it as a fantastic goal, which when you look at it, you're thinking, wow, it's hit the crossbar coming to, but the keeper's got to save it. He's got to save it. And I think by their celebrations, the way they celebrated their win, which they're entitled to celebrate like that, they've come here, and I think they know they've got away with one, and they celebrated, in the right manner. And for me, I respect that, because I think they've won in the 90th minute, and they haven't won and then banged on doors and all that silly behaviour that some of the clubs do. Yeah. They take the win, got in the dressing room, put their music on, got dressed and went home. I think it's the right way of winning a football match. I won't have my teams banging on doors and all that sort of carrying on when we win a football match. Yeah. There's ways of winning, you've got to win and lose the same way. That's the way I've always put the mentality into the players. So yeah, we're obviously looking to try and bounce back Saturday and but a tough ask. And then we go to Hungerford, I think.
Yeah.
So they don't get any easier. They don't get any easier. Then after that, I think Eastbourne.
Yeah.
And another top 5 side.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, tough.
And
Tough
a bit
league.
of Ricky.
Yeah, tough,
And
tough,
that's it.
tough league,
Yeah.
and game at a time, as
Yeah.
they say, the old cliche, a game at a time.
Perfect. Cheers, Steve.
Cheers.